Hi, I'm Keegan, and this is a bunch of gamers. This is our 171st episode of Werewolf the Apocalypse 20th Anniversary Edition, Nightbiter. I'm gonna go around and have my players introduce themselves.
I'm Tyler, and I play Kyle, also known as Guards the Low. He's a Philodox of the Children of Gaia.
Hi, I'm Sam. I play Cora. She's an Aruna in the Geta Fenris.
Hi, I'm Sean. I play Zeb Speaks-in-Sweet-Whispers. He is a Theurge of the Silent Striders.
Hello, my name is Riley, and I am playing Dimitri Howls-In-Memory, Lupus Galliard of the Bone Gnawers.
Hi, my name is George. I am playing William Grows-Matrices. He is a rune of the Glasswalkers.
Last time, the Pax went to Hawaii to investigate Jonathan Nightbiter. Moving around, they heard things about him, about how he was helping the Sept, but was holding back on raids on a Magadon facility on Oahu, near Honolulu. The Pax begin to investigate and follow Jonathan to a local airport where he was about to fly off to the nearby island. As you start approaching the busy airport, security's there, they're looking for tickets, typical TSA stuff, as Jonathan Nightbiter is let through. What do you guys want to do?
Well, we don't have the money or the ability to, or nor should we get on this flight with him. So the Umbra is an option. We just need to be quick about getting into the Umbra and then performing a ritual that I think will help us get where we need to be. William, if you could do me a favor as part of performing this ritual, is pull up the mechanic pre-checklist done for passenger airliners, because that'll be part of the thing that I would like you and Howls-In-Memory to perform as part of the ritual for us to awaken this aircraft and ride it across to another island.
Will do.
And Cora, we're going to make you like the rookie, where you go around and pretend like you're hitting the fuselage to listen for hollow spots, which is what they do to rookie mechanics with tanks and other machinery, and it's always hilarious. And hopefully this spirit has a sense of humor.
Perfect.
I guess we'll go to we'll need to walk away from the airport, Keegan, to get to some place where the gauntlet is low enough for us to be able to cross over.
Yeah, so...
All right.
You walk out a bit, the gauntlet is still 7.
Well, shoot.
Damn.
And Cora has to roll for herself,
We do.
because she's not part of your pack.
Well, Cora has a healthy gnosis for a mighty Arun.
Yes, because if I don't have a healthy noses, then I'm mean to people I like.
Only when you frenzy. Alright. So, Cora gets through in 30 seconds, while the ill omens take about 5 minutes. The thing you all notice is, as you're passing through the gauntlet, it's once again thicker like always, and you're starting to get the cuts, taking 1 point of lethal damage as you pass through. But the shards feel slightly different now. They still are razor sharp in a lot of ways, but they feel almost bulbous. Like you're not getting cut. It doesn't feel like you're getting as many tiny cuts, slightly larger cuts, and then hitting kind of like almost, it feels like you're hitting round things in the actual gauntlet between worlds. It's an odd sensation and relatively new.
Is it me, or did crossing the gauntlet feel a little bit different than back in Colorado?
No, I agree. Little strange. Keegan, is there an associated roll I could make to try to discern why?
Intelligence occult, diff 8. Yeah, you got nothing. It's just odd.
Huh, how strange. Now, does this aircraft have a manifestation in the Umbra?
There's threads there, so you'll have to actually find it with your eyes peeking through to the other side.
Okay. I mean, I can still, as long as the gauntlet is lower than 8, or 8 or lower, then I'm okay to be able to interact with it.
Then you're good. Yeah, you're good then.
Okay.
So, go that way, you find where it would be in the Umbra, and you start performing your rite.
And the difficulty is the target rage of said entity.
So the difficulty, that would mean, because it's not a very powerful spirit, we're going to put its rage at 5.
Okay. As we start, what I would like to do is have, again, like the instructions that I gave to the 2 pack mates and to Cora, to start, going over the aircraft as if it were there, and again describing it as if it were a completely a complete beautiful gorgeous aircraft, admiring its craftsmanship and taking the time to understand it mechanically. And then the other part that Zeb would do before he performs the ritual then with permission is he would use evocation of the ceremony to then tell an inspirational anecdote or tale of how glorious flight is, and then perform his ritual.
All right, so you are going to be able to do that. You're going to be able to do your speech as well. What's the gist of your inspirational speech about flight?
Well, I both my whopping one success. Just again, the glory of being able to be above Gaia's face, of safe transport for many, of providing an opportunity for those that would have been stuck somewhere to see any part of this glorious world. No corner now is without presence to be able to go and see.
Now for your awakened spirit roll.
All right.
So as the rest of the pack are going around, you see something just start to phase into existence as you see this plane appear. As it you hear its booming voice.
Who has awakened me?
I am Speaks-in-Sweet-Whispers, and we require transport, and we have tickets. And he will spend a gnosis to show his ticket to give it up.
Your ticket is accepted. My body goes soon.
As the door kind of opens and spills out like a tongue that starts to turn into ridges so that you can climb inside.
That's wonderful. I'll provide my gnosis ticket as well.
All right. You guys start going in, and you sit down. The seats are very comfy as the seat belts come alive and wrap around you, and you feel the mouth of the seat starting to speak the safety instructions on your back, slightly muffled, as the tongue slurps in and rolls back into the cockpit, and the door closes with a kind of gulp noise.
Dimitri will lean forward in his seat so he can hear the instructions because he's never been on a plane before.
As you hear that, and this seat stops and goes, "Please lean back in your chair for safety reasons."
Dimitri will lean back then.
Please make sure that your feet is in the upright position and your tray is locked and items stowed under the chair. The safety exits are marked with the lights. So on and so forth. As the actual safeties wiggle a little bit, and then they open like mouths and then close again. As the plane starts to move, and it feels slightly jarring because it almost feels like the plane itself is galloping, but you know that the wheels are moving, but the inside is specifically moving like an animal is running, until it starts to shake and speed up, and there is a great leap as you start flying into the sky with the plane. The in-flight movie is nothing but weird disjointed dreams of the passengers sleeping on the plane. Not coherent, just glimpses of them. Running the gambit of the latest book they read, pornography, and the latest children's TV show. Switching at irregular orders.
They just don't make movies like they used to anymore.
It occurs to me that Nightbiter might be aware that something very unusual has happened to this plane. When we land, we'll just have to make sure we're not spotted.
You do see a shadow sitting in one of the seats, as if someone was casting a shadow there, meaning something is at least spiritually awake on this plane. It's a relatively quick flight. As you finally land, and the walls feel kind of moist as the plane is panting, and so it's like sweat in your seats that is not yours. Before the side door opens, the pilot door opens as you see the brain and the tongue roll out, and out the door that is a mouth, and starts to create a ridge of stairs for you to leave. As all the seats in unison, please watch your step. Have a great day, and we hope to see you again soon.
We appreciate your hard work.
Thank you. As you see overhead, like almost like a sphincter valve, open up like inside a vein, and peanuts drop like in little packets for you to pick up on your way out.
Gotta be polite and take a bag of peanuts.
Yeah.
Guys collect your peanuts and start walking down the uncomfortably dry tongue stairs and enter the spider nest that is the Honolulu International Airport, as the Weaver is incredibly powerful here. Pattern spiders moving everywhere and various Weaver spirits climbing, moving, and marching.
Can we try and track then Nightbiter's shadow being cast into the Umbra and make our way?
You can. I'm going to have you roll whoever has the highest, perception, alertness, diff 7, just because the lights dim and turn on at various points.
Sam.
Me?
My rolls have been not. We each have 6, so I'd say just you do it. My rolls have been not good right now, so hopefully the Dice Maiden's kinder.
So you lose the shadow, unfortunately. It's not a botch, but you do lose the shadow as you move through. Part of it is this place is labyrinthian. As you pop in, you see various other spiritual-like planes that are just the spirit of planes, not necessarily individual planes like the one you rode, flapping their wings, some of them running and laughing. One of them looks like it's a stitched-together concoction that looks like it's ready to fall apart at any time, and any spirit seeming to bring up such a fact is immediately attacked by the plane.
All right, we'll try to at least make our way, or my suggestion is let's just make our way toward what the umbral representation of baggage claim is, and at least get through the exit of this place, like where taxis pick people up, and maybe we can try to regain the trail on Nightbiter.
I agree.
All right, as you go head that way, I will ask for another one, and it's going to be diff 8 this time. All right, you do catch a shadow as it's already headed out. And you see the shadow seem to get right outside. You see it just outside of baggage claim as it seems to sit in one spot, and then it starts to race off at incredible speeds.
All right, grab a non-flyer, fellas, and we'll follow.
All right.
I'll grab on to William.
I need from all of our flyers a stamina athletics roll, diff 9, because it's going car speed, and you're going as fast as you guys can go. Speed of thought will reduce the difficulty by 1. All right. So using your speed of thought, you're able to grab onto Cora and start flying, and using little shortcuts and things like that to keep up with the vehicle that goes down to the docks, to the southwest of the city.
All right, we'll have a look around and what it's like in the Umbra.
Okay.
While the rest kind of catch up to us.
Excellent.
And if it doesn't look too nasty here, then Sam, we can decide if we want to have Zeb and Cora cross into the physical world.
Yeah.
So looking through, it is somewhat worm-tainted. It's a big place with lots of business containers and shipment containers coming in. Worm creatures of exhaustion, of greed. Tons of sulfur dioxide is pumped into this area from the ships, creating little banes that start to rain and spit acid in every which direction. It's deeply unpleasant, and many of the pattern spiders have started to turn into rust spiders.
Do you think we'd be able to find a place to step sideways out of here relatively easy, or?
No, that might be.
For a minute.
Right. No, it might be a little bit difficult. We might just be looking for his shadow and kind of seeing if we can take a peek. I mean, we'll look for ways to try to cross over, Keegan. But again, if it's rust spiders, and I'm aware of what the docks there are like. There might not be an appropriate surface other than like a nasty oil slick or something for us to try to do that.
Well, there are a couple mirrors up high, so you can look around like warehouse buildings and things like that. But the diff is 9 because of the thickening.
Right. I mean, we'll stay on this side for now, as long as we have an idea of kind of where he is.
Yeah, so it seems like he's stopped here, and you get glimpses of his shadow. You can see a couple other shadows in this place, too, which could mean Fomori, Namers, or other shifters.
Is it stupid to sense worm Well, fuck it. I'll just sense worm, and depending on how that goes, then I'll know if it was a dumb idea or not. Because it's gonna probably like yes. Like, well, great.
Diff 5. Yeah, so you get a very strong sense of the worm from everywhere. You do get a couple whiffs even across the gauntlet from at least one of the shadows. The other one, it's not quite as easy to tell simply because of the wafting worm smell from all around you.
Does Cora still have an earpiece with the guys? Who kept them? Cora did, right?
Yes.
All right. So Zeb will relay what he's seeing to have Cora kind of radio to the guys where we are and kind of what we're seeing. And that they might want to cross over in an easier spot to take a look around in the physical. And then Cora and I can try to figure it out once we kind of know they're close by. And then she and I can kind of figure out a way with Kyle or whoever we have with us to cross over to.
Sounds perfect.
So that will be a Diff 4 Gnosis roll, Cora.
Hey.
The message makes it across. You are able to talk to William about this.
I'll follow the plan. I'll let them know where we are, and we can figure out a way across. And
Sure.
that's
So
very,
you get
very careful.
you get that message relayed, and so Dimitri, Kyle, and William, what is the plan of attack?
All right, with that in mind, I guess we'll try to find somewhere that's close by, but not too horrifically awful.
Okay.
Yeah,
you
I was
and-
thinking a convenience store, gas station, about a mile or two away.
Okay. My
Alright.
first thought was maybe a warehouse nearby, but a gas station might actually be better.
All right, so that would be a Diff 8 Gnosis roll to pass over. Kyle will have to roll for himself as his pack mates aren't there. Or mark
This
his,
is a
but
travesty.
indisposed.
And I have 4 Gnosis, so I think
I-
Dimitri's going to roll for the two
Yeah,
of
I
us.
have 6. So.
Okay, it's Diff 8. Well, you did
You
it.
still
It'll take
got it
5
with
minutes.
Yeah, you still did it. Good job.
All right, well, Kyle, you are stuck.
Yeah,
On the other
I'm
side
sticking
of the
around.
At least for an hour. After 5 minutes of meditating, Kyle puts together that Kyle is not passing into the physical realm as he witnesses from the side of his eye Dimitri and William doing so, though you both take 1 lethal damage, but Dimitri is able to regenerate it because Dimitri's in Hamid form, and William can't because he's in Hamid form.
So my plan is going to be, if you guys leave, I will follow your shadows to the best of my ability, and if you don't, I will sit quietly and try again in an hour.
So,
Well, we are leaving to go to the warehouse, or
So-
the docks.
So, you have a general idea of where that is, Kyle, based on the direction you saw Cora and Zeb flying. So, you guys start to do that. Kyle, you actually beat them there just because of how the Umbra works. As you see Zeb and Cora looking around, and you are horrified by how gross this place is. As I said, sulfur dioxide spitting out banes from the cargo ship's spirits of greed and heat and pain and just the like, turning many pattern spiders into rust spiders. Though for Dimitri and William, when you get there, it's just a really busy dock, and it's got security for people coming in with barbed wire on the top of the fence, and of course checking name cards, IDs, and things like that to get onto the dock grounds.
Is there a way we could find like a good vantage point to try and spot Nightbiter? Or is there potentially a way to kind of sneak around security?
How would you want to sneak around security? What would be the idea?
I guess looking for a spot that is kind of overlooked, like a blind spot in the cameras, and maybe somewhere where I could shift into Lupus and kind of dig underneath the fence.
Perception investigation, Diff 7, please.
All right.
Is it possible to help with that regarding the cameras if I activate my plug and play?
You can attempt to link into them, though if the camera turns off, someone might notice and come check out that camera.
Right. It's more of trying to find that blind spot.
Got it. Yeah, roll intelligence computers, and for every success you roll, you give Dimitri another die.
Okay. Intelligence computer. And you said standard diff?
Yes.
Okay. 4 extra dice, Dimitri.
Oh, nice. Okay. I got a little excited and rolled ahead of you, so.
It's okay.
All right, so 2 successes.
2 successes. You do find something after about 2 hours of searching, and it is possible to shift into lupus and dig under and slip under.
All right.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the gauntlet, what is everyone else doing?
Assuming that they had some kind of communication, so we knew that they were in place and that they were where we needed them to be. During that time, we'll go and try to find a way to cross over and get the physical world too.
So you do find, and you find a mirror in one of the offices, and it is diff 9.
Gross.
And it's been over an hour, so Kyle may attempt as well. Well, actually, Kyle can go with Cora because she has a better gnosis pool, I believe.
I think so, yeah. Okay.
Wonderful.
Instantaneously for Zeb, who also takes a point of lethal damage. Cora and Kyle are trapped in the Umbra for another hour.
When we came over, I'm still on the side of security that the rest of my pack is, right?
Yeah,
Or am I on the other side of it? Okay.
you're in the docks area, so people assumed you got through probably.
Okay.
So you were able to bump into your 2 pack mates. It is hectic. It is busy. There are people moving left, right, and center, and you get a lot of stink eyes for standing around for too long, if you do. So it's best to keep moving while you talk and try and look busy.
All right. I don't know where the other 2 are, but I guess we better try to get eyes on whatever the heck's going on around here. So we'll keep moving around. I don't know if we find a clipboard or something, pick it up, and otherwise.
Just walk with purpose.
That's what I was thinking. If we can get into I don't know, a shack or something and steal some uniforms, it'll help us blend in better.
So yeah, we will walk. Again, we're gonna walk toward what we're looking for to see if we can find Nightbiter here. But while we're doing that, Keegan, if there's anything we can come across that will help us blend in better, we will use it.
Got it. Okay. So I need the best charisma investigation or manipulation investigation, please.
Go ahead, Riley. You give the roll this time.
Okay. I'm gonna mulligan that.
All right, mulligan that. All right. You find several quick pieces of equipment to make yourselves look more like you're supposed to be here, including hard hats. Moving through, you're able to stop yourselves just in time and not be spotted by Jonathan Nightbiter, who is moving cargo. As it turns out, he is forklift certified and he is moving pallets upon pallets.
Where is Jonathan moving these pallets to?
He's moving them off the ship and into the warehouses.
Okay.
Or out of the containment units and then pulling the shipping containers and then moving them into the warehouses to get moved around.
Since I'm already in the system, can I look at the ship's manifest?
That would be harder to find, and because you are in the security camera systems, not the computer systems. That's a different role.
Okay.
And with plug and play,
I don't think I have to reactivate plug and play since this is.
No, you don't. You're just but it's still connecting. So
yeah,
you still have to hack the system, quote unquote, which is intelligence computers diff 8.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Nothing on the manifest that you can find, or you can't find the manifest. You're trying to get into their stuff. Their security's pretty tight, so even though you could connect via your phone, you can't actually get into the system.
Okay.
Are there any clear, obvious marks, like subsidiary of worm-owned business as he's unloading this cargo? I mean, anything that obvious? It's just clearly Magadon shit. That's whatever the hell.
No, some of it is a lot of it's construction equipment. So bags of concrete, lime, porcelain, sand, and then also things like a lot of steel. But he's also pulling out crates of food stuff to put them into new refrigeration units so that they can get shipped around to various supermarkets here on the island.
Keegan, I'd like to roll Sense the Unnatural, and it's really to make sure that those other shadows that I saw in the Umbra aren't really close to us, and there might be something supernatural in or around where we're standing,
Sure.
other than Jonathan Nightbiter.
Sure. There's something maybe, 20, 30 feet away. It's a rather emaciated-looking white man with thinning hair who is moving with a kind of purpose that is unusual for how, like, wispy thin he is. He's able to move around supplies rather easily, as some of the workers kind of seem to joke with him about it, and he jokes back. Though there's a bit of concern in some people's eyes, it seems like he's been here long enough to where they simply accept this is something about him.
I will sense Worm out of abundance of caution, although there might be way too much white noise here.
There is a good whiff of worm stuff all around, but he does have a particularly strong smell of the worm.
William, or Dim, let the others know what we're about right now, and just what we're seeing, and how long they want us to maybe stick around.
All right, that's
Okay.
diff 5 because they're on the other side of the gauntlet.
Riley, you want to do that, or do you want to let me do that?
I can do that.
So you're able to get a message over to Cora. What are you telling Cora?
I'm gonna tell Cora about what Zeb has managed to sense. There's a strong sense of the worm here, and Zeb has pointed out one individual in particular that seems to have a particularly strong smell of it. Just wanted to let you know where we are and ask how long do you want us to stick around.
I will let them know that we've got another 40 minutes until we can try crossing again. So I think if we stay too awful long, then the workers here might get suspicious and it might end badly. So I don't know, do we want to stay for another 15 minutes or so?
They're the ones who can see what's going on, so I think I'm sure they can judge what's best.
Fair enough.
Can I get a perception alertness from whoever has the highest on the physical side of the gauntlet? It's you, Zeb.
What's the difficulties?
I'm going to go 5 because you already have eyes on Nightbiter. So you see him getting to a place that to a container that does have Magadon pharmaceuticals, and you notice that he does a little thing, a twitch of the hand, and he's like, come on, as the forklift seems to stop working, as he makes a show of it, like, piece of shit, kicks the tires, things like that.
Out of character, I feel like this might just be his job. Like, his day
No,
job.
I think it's definitely his day job, but the thing is, it's just, or he took a job. Keegan, what time of day is it?
It's still pretty early. It's probably like noonish.
Okay, so figure this. Like once Nightbiter takes his lunch break, we will make our way back out of here and wait for him to leave work. And otherwise, we can keep on watching him, just not be on the security checkpoint. And if we see anything as we're making our way out, then great. But we can't. If he ends his job in the next 5 hours, sitting inside of here wouldn't be a good idea. But we have to keep watching him. So we'll wait till whatever breaks for lunch. He goes to a different place. We'll look around, and then we'll go out and we'll wait for him on the exit to try and catch him when he heads out, and then figure out where he goes next. And that'll be our action then, Keegan.
Okay, so yeah, you guys waited out. He puts in a good 9-hour day, 10-hour day. Looks like they need those packages shipped, and he's done some good sabotage on the side to make it so certain packages take a little longer and he gets a little extra hours in before he finally hops out and he starts to make a move. As he starts moving through this area, he is clearly making sure that he is not tailed for whatever reason. To pursue him, I will need a perception streetwise. Oh, and Cora, Kyle, are you going to try and jump back from the gauntlet? All right, Cora, before we do that, let's get a Gnosis roll first to see if you, in that whole time, were able to reunite with your allies. That gives you have several rolls to make it.
Awesome. Okay, and it's diff 9?
It is diff 9.
Riley, is it more advantageous for... I feel like it might be more advantageous for Dim to do this in lupus form and use your gift to look like a dog?
Yeah, I was thinking of doing that earlier, but Yeah, I'll go
I
ahead
think-
and activate Guys of the Hound too.
Okay, let's
Okay.
finish up with Cora first.
I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
didn't mean to interrupt you, Sam. I apologize.
So Sam, that's we're gonna give you 5 tries. So that's 1 try failed. So you've got 4 more. There we go.
Hey.
So instantaneously wait for the rest of them. Now, Dimitri, you can use Guise of the Hound.
Okay. 2 successes.
You successfully
Alright.
look like a dog.
And then for that perception and streetwise roll, I believe in Lupus form that's -2 difficulty, correct?
Yes, it's -2 to the difficulty. So your difficulty will be 4.
Alright. 5 successes.
Alright, you're able to keep up with Nightbiter as he moves through the city, moves back and forth, up and down, through buildings. You're able to get him that way as he starts going to the outskirts of town and starts actually going to the very rich part of town, as there are several McMansions here. As you see him enter, he rings the bell, you see someone nod, and they let him in.
Keegan, can I look up the address and see who owns this property?
You can.
Public record, baby.
So looking through it, you find that the public record is owned by one Bick Young.
And now I'm going to cross-reference that to see who this Bick Young is.
Did you tell us the name?
No, not yet. I was going to look him up
Okay.
real quick on
So
social media and whatnot. Sorry.
She is a managing director for a Magadon Pharmaceuticals.
And now I'll go ahead and let you guys know what's going on.
That's our fucking packmate.
Oh.
Yep.
You mean she was your packmate, or she still is?
What was
What?
the one who fell? I don't know. That wasn't on the list of things to expect.
Well, she owns it. Doesn't necessarily mean she lives here. Though
Wait, haven't
I
you
don't
seen
know.
her before? No, in the mine. Didn't you see her in the mine, William?
She
When we
stole
did the raid.
clave. Yeah, stole the
at Cripple
clave.
Creek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, from Morris Bay, and this is your unfinished business.
I would have thought she was too mad to own a home, but
Can I look across and see if her shadow is being cast, or if the shadow of another entity is being cast through the Umbra?
Oh, are you looking in the Umbra?
Yeah.
Okay. Looking in the Umbra, this place is in the Umbra side, because you're still all in the physical world. Fucking Fort Knox. There are spirits that have been twisted and changed to defend this place.
Your packmate was a Theurge?
Ragabash.
Well, she's got some help. As exciting as it would be for you to be able to kill her right now, I wouldn't recommend just walking in there. Not that you were considering it.
I suppose we need to think through what the implications of this are. Whether we can assume that Nightbiter is not here of his own volition, because there's no way he would be working with a black spiral. And if it's not by his own volition, it's by the good doctors. So the good doctor is either working with V spirals or working with B specifically, maybe to harm us.
You said she was going mad?
Well, you heard her speak.
She did seem awfully materialistic, yes.
At least I think we found why Nightbiter is taking the Magadon fight so slowly.
I don't understand why he would come here, though. I mean, other than because he's working for the good doctor.
Kyle, can you do that who reports to who thing on Bick?
Pain chain?
Yeah, pain chain.
Yeah. No. I didn't get anything.
That's unfortunate.
We can assume they're all working together.
I think it's a fair assumption. There's no way that he would be here under any other circumstances. And I don't know that she could be here under any other circumstances. William, when did she buy the house?
I'll do that quick search, Keegan.
In the last month,
House was bought within the last month. Who owned it before?
some guy named Jeffrey Thompson, another big investment banker. This whole place is filled with people who make truckloads of money.
Okay. Can I see if Bick owns any other properties, or is it just this one?
It looks like she had property that she had sold in Denver, Colorado. It seems that she'd been living there at least for around 2 months after the raid on the Cripple Creek hive.
So based on her housing history, she might have actually been a part of the fall of Steel Mountain. She lived in Denver for some time.
Do you think there could be a hive here, perhaps? And that's why she's here?
I don't think so. And if there is, I'm not confident they're related in any way. If she did help take down Steel Mountain, it was with the help of the good doctor. I don't think we or they have seen any evidence that spirals were part of that, besides what we just discovered now with B.
Well, I make the connection because of what we found here, the good doctor and B, and possibly with Steel Mountain then too, because the good doctor gave me warning about that.
I just don't think it has anything to do with any other spirals. I don't think that's what we should assume here. I think we should assume perhaps there are other mages here. Perhaps they have something they want to do here specifically. I have no ties to Hawaii that I know of. Whatever he's doing here might not actually be related to us, directly at least, but he's using people that theoretically would hurt us, could hurt us.
It's just nonstop slaps to the face at this point. You know, she's living in the town for almost a year, near one of our other Septs. We don't know it. They make this move here. 2 packs worth of Guru are no longer at Sacred Stone to guard it, because we're chasing down this. It's pretty incredible to be this far fucking behind, I tell you what. Once he comes out of there and we're no longer over here, I mean, maybe it's just time to confront him. Give Nightbiter the option, ride to the Winter Wolf, lure the bitch into a trap and try to kill her.
If we confront him, it should be far from here. We don't know when he'll be out of the influence of the good doctor directly. I assume that he doesn't even know even the area this place is in.
It might be worth asking him about the piece of him that's been removed, since Storm Chaser was pretty worried about that piece of him too, and accounting for where it is.
What's the gift called that allows you to track someone? It's slipped my mind.
Pulse of the Prey.
Pulse of the Prey.
Thank you. I don't know that we have ever used Pulse of the Prey on someone who has a piece of them missing. Do you think it would give 2 directions?
Possibly, but I honestly don't think so.
An interesting thought. It's something to try.
I think it would be worth a try.
We'd have the answer quickly, at the very least. Though, I suppose it could be more nuanced than that. It could point you to the closest piece, or something like that.
What if Nightbiter was the one to use it on himself? Either way, I think we should hunker down somewhere, wait for Nightbiter. I don't want to stand out here like a bunch of hooligans in a rich area.
I mean, it would be really funny if Cora threw her hammer through the window or something and we just walked off, but...
That would cause much more trouble.
No, just set a garbage can on fire, you know, something. I think we're going to need to tell the Elder here what we found for the security of their Sept and what they're up against and the number of tools that are being used now. And then if confronting Nightbiter is the thing to do, let them be a part of it. This is their territory after all, and now they're at significant risk with B being here.
I agree with you. I don't think they should be part of the confronting itself. I think we should tell them about it, and then after we say, hey, you have to lure her somewhere and then we're going to kill her, we let them know about that location. So if it's an ambush, well, I suppose we're also ambushing them.
So you're saying to use the Sept here as bait?
No, the opposite. Nightbiter would bring in B, and we would ambush B, but perhaps that is an ambush. We are being ambushed by them, but then the Sept ambushes them. It's layers upon layers of ambushing.
An ambush within an ambush. I like it.
I do say that we have to run under the assumption that the good doctor can read Nightbiter's thoughts.
Which is fair, and I think that's why we tell him to bring her somewhere so we can kill her, and then the good doctor plans for that, and then maybe we're one step ahead, or only one step behind instead of 3.
Anyway, I think the plan right now should be to not be here anymore.
Yes.
'Cause unless she might be crazy, but she's not stupid. She's probably watching out for people like us watching her house.
On top of
Or
lots of
somebody's
rich people
watching,
seeing a bunch of hooligans standing in the street,
Right,
as said earlier.
right. Correct.
I did kind of assume we started walking away when
Right,
that was said.
Fair enough.
I think we wait for Jonathan to come out, and once we leave the Gucci part of town, maybe we walk with him for a bit.
Alright. Yeah. So you guys wait. Midnight rolls around before you see Jonathan start to leave the area proper. He looks haggard and just not enjoying himself, so to speak. What do you do?
I feel like this is probably the time to let him know that we're here. But it could be wrong.
What can we tell kind of what direction he's headed? What part of
It looks like he's heading to like a
island?
hotel or something like that. Like one of the cheaper ones, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like we're far enough away to do so. So, yeah. I'll call out to him.
As he turns
Hey.
and he looks with a bit of surprise. Hey, Kyle. Didn't expect to see you all the way out here.
We thought we'd pay you a visit.
I appreciate it. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too. How have you been feeling?
Better. I've had a clearer head for the past few months.
You do look better, but not as good as I might hope.
Just hard. Picking up one's life, and moving across the country and then some.
Do you know where you just were?
You followed me. Okay. I do.
And you know who that was?
I met her before.
As far as you know, can the doctor hear you? Your thoughts?
I don't think he's God. I don't think he's omniscient. At least, he wouldn't be if he made it very obvious to make her my overseer.
Well, we'd very much like to kill her.
Okay. I imagine so. As he gives a weak smile.
Is that a thing you think you could help us with? Not the fight itself.
Yeah, I think I could help. Feed her bad info.
Is there, anything you can tell us about what you've been doing?
She goes on power trips, so she makes me clean her house, laughs because I'm a higher rank than her, and uses the power that the good doctor gave her over me to make sure I can't fight back.
Does she have the piece of you?
Yes. And if I step out of line and she knows it, she squeezes, and I can feel my Hirano entering me, while still having a clear head, knowing that I'll fall into hopeless despair, and that indifference of Hirano mixing in with it at the same time.
Hopefully we can get that piece back for you.
If I get it back, it just means I'll fall into Hirano again.
You don't have to open it.
It degrades with time. The good doctor needs to have sessions, periodically, to reinforce its container.
How frequent are these sessions?
Not super. My last session was over a month ago, and my next one's scheduled when he contacts me for a month and a half from now.
Are these sessions in person?
They are.
Are they always with the same person?
I'm always looking. I've only met the good doctor twice and look the same. It's only happened twice.
Does he find you?
Yes. He at least knows how to find us instinctually.
While he has the piece, or always, do you think?
I couldn't tell you.
Have you met others?
Yes, on my way here, part of the cost for my second session was helping a leech that he has something on in Salt Lake.
Do you know if there are other Garu here that he has control over?
I don't think he does. If he does, he didn't tell me.
How vulnerable is he during these sessions? Is he distracted?
He just talks, so I don't think he seems all that distracted. It's usually in his office where he sets things up to make sure everything is as favorable as possible for him.
I thought he found you.
He creates a temporary office every time he comes to me, and then gives me the location.
Do you know anything about the banker or the engineer?
I've heard the names. He's mentioned them briefly as friends, but I don't know much else.
It's not much, but there are other namers. And maybe, if you have your piece, you could bring it to one of them, and they could help reinforce it.
I see that. That's possible.
Might be easier to reinforce than it is to do this.
An electronic net of light wraps around Dimitri.
Oh no.
Wraps as several men in black ops suits as you hear going, "Intel was good, reality deviants found."
How many people are showing up?
There's 5 of them.
Dazzle.
Okay, try it. The difficulty is 7.
I don't like the way you said try it, but...
So the light of Dazzle seems to hit some shades and bounces back onto Kyle, and Kyle is now sitting in contemplation of Gaia.
Could I try to... Oh.
As Jonathan shifts into Krynos, roars, and picks up Kyle and picks up Dimitri and looks at you all and goes,
Run!
All right.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
As you guys start running, you start moving through, and it starts to rain. As thunder's starting to go everywhere, as you see these Black Ops guys coming through, they move back as they start going into a helicopter and start flying through the city. It almost looks like a police exercise. Though, we'll say, William, you get the unfortunate realization that something's not entirely right as you see the helicopter heading towards the buildings. You see it kind of shift light and seems to go invisible as it starts to fly around the city. As the rain keeps happening, and all of you feel weird as the colors just seem to, bleed from the area. You have a hard time not inner monologuing, and you see a man step out with a cigarette in his mouth, fedora in hand with a trench coat, as you just hear in your head, "I told him it went all the way to the top, but just like that, dogs never listen." And we'll see how this dramatic turn of events goes next time. Thank you to everyone who listened. We'll catch you in that next episode. Bye.
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 Bye.